everyone, and welcome back to BMX News, a weekly BMX news show that I do live every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. With that being said, we're doing it live, so that means we got people watching right now. And first of all, shout out and thank you to Huck and Kier Krinsky for the 5 gifted memberships. We got a couple people who just were gifted memberships to the channel and will be able to watch the live stream that comes after this one that is members only. Shout out to Travis K, Travis Schramm, Kevin Jackson, Kurt Rowell's in here, Jeff Mead's in here, Huck Krinsky, as we said, as a member, DFLJ, new member, Lance Hines, new member, Travis Schramm, new member, Taco Slurpees, new member, Kevin Jackson, new member. Thank you for hanging out. Let's get into the news. First thing is first. WOODWARD BMX Season 1, Episode 1, called A Storm is Coming. This is exciting because this is a full-out production from WOODWARD as a BMX TV show, I guess you could say. This first episode is a little over 11 minutes long, and it's an introduction to all of the people who are on it, as well as the coaches and Ryan Nyquist and Jamie Beswick, and they get to know what this is actually going to be. And it's pretty cool to see this. The people who are on it, friggin' Jake Ruckowitz, Kevin Robinson Jr., Keir Serlin's in there. Lots of cool people. And from the first episode, it looks like it's going to be awesome. So I wanted to highlight this first and make sure you guys all knew about it so you could tune in to it, because it looks like there's going to be crazy stuff in here. Brian Fox making an appearance, potentially teaching Marshall here how to do a 1080. I saw something about 1080 in the challenge. He said something about it, and then there's a clip in there of Brian landing one, Marshall spinning one. I'm assuming he landed it, but it's cool. It's going to be exciting to see, and I'm stoked for episode 2. Don't know how many episodes there are, but we'll see. So check that out if you haven't already seen it. Next up, we get into the videos from this week right away. First is a promo video for Colony's Prisma frame. So this one features Jay Lakeman, Max Svedkovic, I hope I said that right, and Ricky Canaspaghetti. Quick video, just over a minute long. Good riding in it though, and check it out if you might want to see this frame. Looks like it is a very street-oriented frame, 76.3 degree head tube angle. That seems pretty steep. Check it out if you want to learn more. Next up, Source BMX, Source Park lock-in with Rory McLean. And this is another quick one, minute and a half long, lots of technical riding, lots of smooth, controlled riding for sure. And if you want to watch or see anything that I talk about in this week's news, links are in the description down below. After that, we've got welcoming, listen, it would be insulting if I tried to pronounce this name, Avars Justovic. Just kidding, it wasn't that bad. But he's now doing it for Kink's World Team, and he's out of Latvia. So this video takes place in Barcelona, and there's even a guest clip from J Rowe himself in here doing a foofanu. I saw that and was like, whoa, that's different than I realized who it was. I was like, oh, get it now. This dude kills it. Absolutely shredding and super technical riding. Lots of crazy, quick thinking type stuff too. Like this first, is it this first clip? I gotta think here. It's on that ledge. This. Watch how crazy this is. Nollie up, Smith up, nose manual drop, ice 180. Lots going on there. So if you want to see more of that kind of stuff, check out the video. Then, from Reds BMX, we got a Corey Bradley 2022 video. Corey Bradley is one of the riders who, when you see them in person, the things they do just stick in your mind forever. And the first time I saw him ride is a moment that I will literally never forget, and I will tell people about for the rest of my life, because it was on a quarter to slant wall setup. He goes up and he does a wall ride on the slant wall, and then, you know, normally people just come back into the quarter. He comes down into the quarter, feathering his front brakes and does a pivot 180 on the front end of the bike down the ramp after doing a wall ride, and it was nuts. There's a lot of that style stuff in here, and he's just a cool dude. So shout out to Corey Bradley. Check this video out for sure. Then we've got a video with Joe Battaglia from Dan's Comp called Strada Suburban. God, what is with all of these tongue twisters? Strada Suburbana. Anyways, it's Joe Battaglia riding street. What else do you need to know? He's killing it in the streets, bringing a lot of his technical stuff and his jumping tricks. His whole bag of tricks fits in the streets, and it's a good video. Let's check it out. 3.5 minutes long. Next, coverage from Lux BMX Off the Couch Pizzy Jam 2023. It's Australia's biggest BMX jam so far this year. I like how specific they are. So Boyd Hilder throwing this jam here with a microphone on the couch, off the couch, over the couch. Yeah. Noah McBride can't type in the chat. BMX needs more Corey Bradleys. I agree. Cole Grove in the chat as well. Look at that green name, Travis Schramm. Shout out to you. Next up, Federal Bikes, Milton Keynes. This is Joe Jarvis, Jacob K, and Tom Shepard riding a, what I would call a street plaza type setup, and then riding some street. There's a pretty chill song behind this one, but the riding is so technically crazy in contrast with the song. It's a good watch if you're into super technical riding. Like the trick that he did here was an X-up double peg to hang 5, where he whiplashes the bike out and then brings it back before jumping off the end of the ledge and landing it. Totally insane. Next, Gustavo Balaloca's Can You Film This section from GT. Going fast, huge tricks in the trails, going high as hell at skate parks, bar spin to tuck no handers. This is one for all of you who like people that go fast as hell and do crazy tricks and go high as hell jumping dirt jumps. Definitely check this one out if any of that sounds intriguing to you. Next, video from the Fracture crew featuring Felix Prangenberg, Maurice, let's find the whole list. Clement Santos Silva, a lot of names I'm just gonna butcher. So that's the rider list. Get out the way if you want to see it. Then. Oh wait, not then. The video's called Blue. Check it out. Felix Prangenberg, still on his crazy tear that he's been on. Next up, Profile Racing, The Pressure Cooker with Terry Adams, episode 4. So he's going head to head with his Profile teammate Mickey in here, and I think that this is like a practice session for the Jam Circle in Houston. Says it right here, in preparation for the Jam Circle in Houston. There you go. There's Flatland Jam Contest, whatever you want to call it. I think it's in Houston this weekend, and these two guys are going head to head, battling for practice for that. Terry Adams, sweet. Terry, if you see this, come on my podcast. Next, a BMX jam in Morocco. So this is coverage from that jam. It's over 12 minutes long. So if you want to see what gets down in the BMX world in Morocco, check this out. Looks like there's quite a lot of people even just watching in the thumbnail. Next, Behind the Banger with Gary Young from his Forever Young section. You can see what happened in the thumbnail here. And this video is the whole process leading up to him actually landing this banger. So if you want to see more behind the scenes from that, this is the video. Then we get into the interview type stuff. And this is somewhat of a repost. So it's Etney's Grounded Memories. And it's from a Dig special edition from September 2017. But it doesn't make it any less cool. And I think this is somewhat timeless here, because this is Rob Delecky writing an intro and introducing this whole thing, and then it's Stu Johnson sharing his memories of filming for this video. So he talks about Aaron Ross, Brian Kaczynski, Morgan Wade. He talks about filming with Taj, Danny Hickerson, and a story of leaving a tape at a spot and it getting drenched in rain but still being okay. Joe Rich. And then at the bottom, it has all of the whole grounded video uploaded to YouTube on the Etnies YouTube channel. It's pretty cool. And then the whole soundtrack, which is also something I think a lot of people care about that might not just come to mind immediately. Let me know in the comments if you care about soundtracks to videos. I'm curious. Then from the Bloom, we've got quick questions with Jessica Osick. She has been a staple in women's BMX for quite a long time. I think anybody who follows women's BMX or has followed it for a long time will know who this is. And this is just some quick questions, how'd you get into BMX? What are your favorite 3 skate parks? Music that gets you pumped, people that inspire you, and just a lot of different things here with some pictures at the end. So check that out. Next, the podcasts from this week. Seems like more and more we have so many podcasts that are coming out. And actually, before I forget here, speaking of Jessica, Women's Weekend at Ray's is going down right now as of like 13 minutes ago. So if you missed out on that, I'm sorry, but Saturday and Sunday are always awesome sessions to be at Ray's, whether you're a dude, chick, whatever. Like, the vibe and everything of this weekend is always super fun. So if you can make it to Ray's tomorrow or Sunday, definitely do it. I will be there tomorrow. And if you have any ideas from anything you'd like to see coverage-wise of Women's Weekend, interviews, questions, anything like that, let me know, because I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I hadn't put any thought into it yet. But first podcast this week is Canode Knows with Zach Beerley. Zach is an absolute savage on a bike. I remember seeing him at Ray's years and years ago, and he was trying to do an X-up ride to hop whip into a bank, and it just blew my mind. He did it, and then, at least I think he did it, and then I was trying to film him doing it again, and he never ended up getting it again, but he was just stoked, and he's a rad dude, so check this one out. It's an hour and 52 minutes. Then we've got more BMX 17 with Matt Copeland of Profile Racing. This was a really fun podcast to do. We talked about everything from him finding BMX to skate park of Tampa and how it kind of influenced him as a person, from having punk shows there and then his band and touring and just so much different stuff of everything to do with Matt Copeland. So if you've heard of Matt but don't know much about him, or you do know a lot about him, still worth checking out. Then we've got Ryan Nyquist 2.0 on the Unclicked podcast. This one is literally 3 hours long. So if you want to hear 3 hours from Nyquist talking about the Olympics and videos, and if he feels like he missed out by not being like a video writer or filming a lot of different video parts, lots of different stuff, the story behind his MTV Cribs appearance, it was a good listen for sure. And there was a co-host being Rooftop, so you have that to look forward to. Then last night I did more BMX 18 with Chad DeGroot, and it was the same story as with Copeland, as we just talked about everything to do with Chad's history in BMX, coming from Wisconsin, meeting Chris Rye when he was like 12 and Chris was 14, and they were riding in his garage, and that's kind of what got him into BMX and Baco and Deco and Profile and so much different stuff. His bike shop, his skate parks, he's just done so much. And it was a great conversation. So listen to this one. I think it's totally worth it. The Copeland one, I think, is already up on the audio only sites, and this one, as soon as YouTube processes it, I will get it downloaded and uploaded to the audio only places as well. So if you want, check them out, and look forward to next week where we've got even more guests coming. Stoked. On that note, though, that's it for BMX news. We got nothing else to talk about. I saw Kevin Jackson's been saying throughout this whole stream this Source has 10 tubes for $10. I couldn't find it on their site, but if that's real, that is definitely something to look forward to and check out, because a tube for $1 is cheap, no matter where it's coming from. So on that note, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you to all of the members in the chat. Thank you to Huck and his dad for gifting memberships to these people. If you were gifted a membership and you've never had one before, check the community tab. There should be a post showing how to get into the members only Discord group, and stay tuned here. In 13 minutes, we're going to be doing a members only live stream. With that being said, sponsorship news. Listen, I don't want to talk about myself, but I ride for S&M and Fit now. It's news. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. We'll see the members in the members only live stream here in about 10 minutes. Have a good day, everyone.